Okay, so some people wanted a quick overview of Alteryx. So Alteryx is useful when some data has been cleaned and uploaded to the environment, and you want to change the dataset or merge datasets or whatever, and do stuff that's a bit more heavy-handed than the stuff you might want to do in Tableau. So in Tableau, I did a quick video as well that showed you how to add a very simple filter from a separate dataset. But in this, you might want to do a bit, more heavy data cleansing. But what I'll do is I'll very simply add a new column just to an existing dataset from another dataset. So the tools all go in your workflow when they do stuff with your data. So the one you use most often is import data. So we import the thing you want to mess with. So we'll mess with the NSS. So file browse. It's in the teamcaf folder. Teamcaf. It was NSS, and then because it's Excel, it'll want you to pick the sheet you want to import. So there's only one sheet there, and if you update, it'll show you what that dataset looks like. So that's fine. And then so all these other tools let you do stuff to that. For example, the select tool up here, which is in the preparation tab as well. That lets you change column names and data types and stuff like that. So what I'll do is I'll go to in out, and I will add regional codes, the regional bandings, and then I'll join the two datasets together and create an output. So that's very simple. So we want two of these then. And so just to show, if you just pull it in but don't click anything, it gives you a little error, and that's because you've not configured it. So to configure it, you need to press it, and then you have these values on the left. So like before, I will file browse, and this time pick the regional groups, update. So this regional group here, I want this on that dataset, but it could easily be lots of different rows that you want to, plus different columns there also that I want to join, and they've both got UKPRN, so I can join them on that. So that's not disappeared yet, but you have to click off it before the error disappears. So you've got two, and then we'll use a join tool. Sometimes if you get it right, it'll auto connect for you. So we're using a left join. If you look very carefully on these little tabs, you connect them to left or right. And so we've got the one that we want to kind of keep the same. Use the structure of that to the left, and the one we want to get data from. After we've joined it on the right, we want to add columns from the right one to the left one, basically. What you do now is you click. So we've got the two data sets in the workflow. Then they flow into this tool, which is where we select the fields to join on and the fields that we want. So the fields to join on in the left is UKPRM, and then it'll make a guess to the right. It's guessed it right, but if it was wrong, we could change it. So based on that, it will generate new data with the following rows listed down here. And what we don't want, we only want the regional provider. We don't need UKPRN again. Click off that, check if there's any. So there's still an error. It just says string fields can only be joined by. So this is an interesting one. If we look at the fields that we want to join, it's UKPRN, and that's a double. So it's a data type of double, and it's type of a string in the regional groups. So this is quite useful because I can show you how to do a bit of data prep. So we want to change that string type to a double, so it's comparable. Although I'm not sure you should join on doubles, but we'll try it anyway. So we'll delete this, delete connection, and then we'll go back to the preparation tab, And if you remember, I said that select lets you do things to the data, like change the data types. So now the regional group CSV feeds into this select tool, which will change the UKPRN type from a string to a double. And then it'll go into that join tool, where we have asked UKPRN, which is now double for each. See, it's now double on the right table as well, and it will output. But we need to tell it to save somewhere. There's none of these are going anywhere, so we need to go to an output data tool. So if I put one of them in, it's a very simple workflow. This takes the NSS table, the NSS Excel file, loads into this join, takes the regional groups, changes the UKPRN so it's the same type as NSS, puts it into the join, and then the join goes. Then the result is in this output data tool, which only has one thing we need to change, which is what we're saving it as. So test is rubbish I saved before, so let's save over that. Want to replace it? Yeah, that's fine. And then because I put test.csv, it's already chosen to save it as a CSV, but you could save it as Excel or whatever. Delimiter is a comma, which is, I think, sounds right for separated values. And so the next thing you want to do, well, you can run it, or you can save this workflow so you can use it again. So file save as will save the workflow. So I won't save it. I've got a lot of workflows already, but I won't save them because it's quite simple on this. That's just to show. But then once you've saved it, you can open it up again in Alteryx if you want to repeat it. But if you click Run Workflow or press Ctrl+R, it will then go through this, and the percentage shows you how long it's taken to load the file, how long it's taken to, so it took 7 seconds with one warning. It's always worth checking what the warnings are. So the warning, the warning is it's not recommended to join on a double, which is what I thought. Really, we should have had 2 outputs and changed it to an integer. And it should have now saved. So if I go to the desktop, go to Team CAF prep folder, and then I saved it in the bandings, didn't I? Test. So let's just open this with Excel just to have a look. So we now have provider name, which means I made a mistake. It means that down here in this join tool, I selected provider name instead of regional code. So what you need to do is go back, change that, and then if you run it again, it'll save over that anyway. It might not actually because that's open. Maybe I should close that. So now it's thinking, now it's writing test.csv. Now let's try again. And we have regional code.